right, it's Friday. It's about 6:30. Running a little late. I actually have errands to run, and I haven't done them yet. And I had my alarm set for 4:30, and I woke up at 5:45. So I slept through my alarm for an hour and 15 minutes. Guess I was tired. Been burning the candle at both ends for a long time, and this is the second time this has happened in the last month. Sleep has always been just one of those things for me, and I average, I've talked about it before, probably 6 hours of sleep a night. And then, a good night is 6.5 hours, and then my camera's kind of jacked up here. Then, I think sometimes it just catches up to me. On the bad nights, it could be 4.5, 5 hours. Like I said before, if you can learn how to just do a simple meditation, it's really helpful. Run by Walgreens real quick. So I'm tempted to go through the drive-through here at Walgreens pharmacy, but sometimes people are receptive to it, sometimes they're not. So I'm assuming like people on motorcycles can go through the drive-through. I don't know. I guess I could try it. Yeah, we'll just go in. They've got the beer run barriers removed. They usually keep the carts right here for beer runs. All right. So I've been reading a lot about, watching a lot about consciousness. And I watched this one, started watching this one YouTuber called Area 52. And he has a series of videos from, I think they're 6 or 7 months old. I haven't watched a lot of his stuff. He interviewed somebody recently that I was interested in, and that's how I ended up subscribing to his channel, you know, and so throughout my day, you know, I listen to a lot of stuff because some of the work I do, you know, I can listen to YouTube podcasts and stuff like that. Not all the time, but I always have one going. And then if I have to do something that requires my attention, then I'll shut it off. Anyway, so he has this one series of videos where he goes to the he wants to have an outer body experience. So I guess he had I don't know, he doesn't say if he used subs. I don't know the history of it, but I know that he used alcohol and marijuana, and I don't think just on a normal young dude's type of manner, you know. What I would describe as, I mean, he's older, he's probably 30 something, 40 something, but in a collegiate matter, you know, some people start doing that stuff at that age and they kind of just sticks with them for a lot of years, you know. And so he quit both of those substances, which is great. I don't think either of them are good for you at all. So when he does this, he's struggling sleeping. So I think he quit them like cold turkey, and then he was struggling with sleep, so he took melatonin. And when he took melatonin, he had 2 outer body experiences. And I never believed in any of that stuff, you know, but I'm starting to kind of believe these people, you know. Anyway, so he ends up going to, he becomes interested in that, so he ends up going to the Monroe Institute, which was started, I forget who it was started by. I'd have to look. I haven't gotten that deep into it. I've only watched, you know, I'm only at the beginning of this subject, you know. I haven't done any research at all. But I just watched his video, and so he goes to this Monroe Institute, which is legit, you know, and there they teach you how to have, how to go outer body, remote. I don't know if they do remote viewing or not, but you know, they were associated with the government too. I think in their history, they have a founder, you know, that was I think he was, I don't know what branch of military he was in. He was an older gentleman that kind of started the whole thing, and pretty cool. Possibly involved, like, you know, there might be some CIA stuff intertwined in there. But ultimately at the place, he just learned how to go into deep states of consciousness through meditation and stuff. And, he was already able to lucid dream. That's another thing you can do there is lucid dreaming. But I thought all that stuff was just, woo-woo. I never really believed in any of that stuff. But there's like a lot of stuff going on right now. So the stuff that I think that's changing right now is here, I'll talk about it in a minute. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of the stuff that I feel like is happening right now, I think the stuff that we're gonna find out in the next few years is pretty insane. I think that with the UAPs, non-human intelligence, consciousness, studying consciousness, AI, and stuff like remote viewing, that kind of falls under the consciousness thing. I think in a few years our reality is gonna totally change. We're finding out even ancient history, I think we're gonna, and then of course quantum, anything quantum, the quantum, I feel like it all kind of ties together. Technology, anti-gravity, stuff like that, like stuff that I used to think was just total. I used to see that the world is just very, I don't think I was ever I always believed in, a divine consciousness and a God, and I believe, Jesus is who he said he was, and I believe in that. But I think it's all connected. So it's really pretty amazing. But yeah, I used to just think it was just all just substance, like we'll see. I could be wrong. It's about 6:50 now. So yeah, we're pretty late. It's gonna be a regular old ride. Hey, good morning, man. All right. I used my bell yesterday on this trail, like way over by Santiago Park, and it was from a long ways away. Usually people don't hear it because they have their earphones on, but there was these girls walking, and they heard me from a long ways away. They turned around and looked and got off the path. I don't know what it is about bells and horns and all that stuff. I don't like using them. But I'm starting to use my bell. It's just one of those things, like I don't like attention, but sometimes you need, for obvious reasons, for safety, you got to let people know you're coming by. I'd rather have them get annoyed by a bell than to walk into my path and get smashed. But like when I was in the store just now, there was nobody at the counter, and then a girl there was like, "Did you ring the bell?" And I was like, I don't know, man. I didn't want to ring the bell because it's kind of annoying. Freaking ducks. It's weird whenever I have ducks fly over me like that. Look at all those ducks that flew over us. But then I always trip out because I'm like, I think of gross feathers coming off of them, or are they gonna freaking bomb me? Or is there like dander or weird mites falling off of them? Like, I feel like they're like dropping stuff down onto me. One time, I forget what tree I went under. I went under this tree on my ride. This has been last year, probably over a year ago. And I went under these branches, and then I was just like, I didn't like going under because I always picture like bugs in the trees like getting down into my clothes, and so it was one of those situations, and I was like, it kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. I was like, and then I forgot about it. I got all the way down to South Main, like over by Dyer, and I felt something on my neck, and I was like, what the? And I had this gnarly, weird looking bug on my neck. And it was like, ended up being, so it's like, I was able to identify it. So luckily it wasn't too gnarly. It was a type of, I think it was like called a Chinese beetle, something weird that's I don't even think it's native, like it's not native to this area. It was like it was struck, it looked like a kind of like a ladybug, but it was all gray, and it was huge. It was a lot bigger, it had a bigger dome on it, probably a centimeter. It was pretty big. And yeah, man, I was like, people would say, oh, you're crazy worrying about stuff like that, but that comes from spending time like in the mountains, you know, where you're worried about like ticks and weird stuff like that. That kind of stuff's horrifying to me. Like, I'd rather, you know, I've never had ticks or anything like that on me, but it's a fear. I'd rather run into like a rattlesnake than a bunch of ticks. Is this a kid or is this an adult? We're on this is Gypsy Lane right here. Oh, so bumpy. Someday I'll be able to fly over this stuff like this with awesome suspension. So bumpy. So one of the trends for homeless clothing is high-vis clothing, and I think it's like, I just realized what it was, like what it's for. It's so that they look like they're supposed to be in these spots, you know. So you see somebody in a high-vis vest from a distance, you're gonna think that they're like, you know, like some kind of a maintenance guy or something. I had an interesting encounter here after work a few days ago, last week, with a guy at the Badlands bike shop. I was riding through here and I was talking about how I can recognize like homeless people that aren't from this area, you know, just because I can just tell by the way they act and the way they look, like that they're traveling through, you know, or they came from a different city. I don't know what it is. It's just something obvious, and I was talking about it, and the guy was right here, and I'd come around and I saw him. As soon as I came by, he lifted up his phone and started recording me, because I was talking and stuff, and I was looking around and pointing things out verbally, not physically. And then like as I was going by, he said something, and so I stopped, and I was like, it was a funny, I put the short out and then I took the short down because, yeah, I don't know, I want to keep the channel kind of normal, but he was like, I was like, what's up? And he's like, morning. He goes, what's up? And he kind of starts walking towards me, and I started laughing, and I was like, what's up? And then I was like, so you filming me or what? And he's like, I was watching my effing phone. And I started laughing. I was like, all right. But it was just a funny situation. Like, of course, obviously, I film everybody, you know. I'm always filming, you know. But I don't directly aim my video at a specific person and what they're doing. Like, I mean, sometimes, you know, but I don't care. I was just like letting him know, like, that I saw him, you know, like that he wasn't very stealth, you know. And obviously he was trying to be, because otherwise he would have said, yeah, I'm filming you, like, what are you gonna do? And then I would have just said, it's all good, bro, I'm filming you too. It's just like one of those weird things. So I haven't seen him since then, which kind of proves my theory. But I still think, you know, I have like adolescent experiences that, you know, that kind of come out in my personality sometimes when I'm writing, you know, and it comes from like how I grew up, you know, like that video the other day with the guy in the parking lot that, you know, I was looking at the 55 freeway and I had just gotten there. It wasn't like I was hanging out there. And he came out to like kick me out of that area. But like, I'd already seen him back there, and he was, there was another car parked next to him. You could probably see it at the video. So like, there's the guy in the van, and then there's another guy parked back there. So like, I just, before he even like came over to me, I saw him and I was suspicious of him, because I was like, they're probably back here like doing a drug deal or something strange like that, you know, like this is his little drop-off spot, you know. And then I think he could see I was filming because I was talking and pointing things out, so he knew I was filming, and I think it tripped him out. And so he starts driving towards me and tells me to, you know, that he starts to yell at me through his window about me being back there. I can't hang out back there. So that's why I was just like, when I saw him, I'm like, dude doesn't have any security clothes on. He's got a bunch of tattoos. He's got this, you know, homemade mohawk haircut that he like obviously did himself. And and so anyway, so he what was I saying? So he yeah, so when he started telling me that stuff, my first thought is like, yeah, who's this guy, you know? But then like those adolescent instincts kick in, and instead of just being like, oh, okay, sorry, sir, you know, yeah, I turn into that 16-year-old skateboarder who's getting kicked out of places all the time, and having confrontation with, you know, everybody, you know, people with, you know, gang members and rednecks and police and the general population. You know, you run into a lot like those situations on a regular basis, you know, so it's kind of interesting that after all those years, like that kind of stuff still happens. What's up, man? I don't know. I'm just having fun, you know. It's like I'm not serious, but like ironically enough, you know, the lady. For me, it's not like who's wrong and who's right. You know, it's just like human encounters, you know, like the psychology behind it. Like, so the lady, she's like, you know, honks at me right now and then is gesturing all mad at me, so I stop instead of just keeping on going, you know. And she informs me that I have a stop sign, you know. So, but I'm like, if you want to get my attention, like, I'll stop, and if you don't seem, yeah, and just see what you have to say. And then she informed me that I have to stop at stop signs too, which she's right. Dang, that guy's got the Cadillac right there. Smoking that herb. So yeah, it's I realize that I can still be kind of like a smart aleck sometimes, which is really strange how it can resurface like that. This guy's throwing cones out. With the police. Oh, this guy gonna come look for my throttle. He looked like a young what's the word for it? Gung-ho type of police. Can't think of the right word. Ambitious. Looked like an ambitious young man. That's another funny thing. It's like the police I see these days, it's they're just kids, man. Like I'm literally old enough to be a lot of these guys dads. It's crazy. I forgot I'm in a hurry, right? I forgot all about that. It's the cool thing about being on a bike. So it's 7:13. What's going on up here? You turning? Yeah, you're going straight too. everybody's walking to school. I like it when I see parents walking with their kids to school rather than the kids just running amok. When I was going to grade school, I took a bus. Which actually the bus was kind of cool. You know, I think that's where I learned how to be weather resistant. So whether it was raining or sunshine, foggy, you know, early in the morning I'd have to wait out at the bus stop in the elements to get to school. Sometimes I think I actually rode my bike to school before too. I lived pretty far from school. Like, I don't know how many miles. You know, everything seems a lot further when you're a kid. Like, in my mind, it's, you know, I would say like 6 miles away, but I don't think it really was. It was probably maybe 4 miles. But yeah, riding bikes as a kid was just all the time, you know, all the time. Let me check out these characters. Dude. I gotta hurry up, guys. I gotta hurry up. I'm getting totally distracted. Sidetracked, distracted. No. We gotta go another street over so we can get the light. The security guys, that lady's doing her, I don't know what she's doing. Is she crocheting while she's walking across the street? So yeah, I like riding my e-bike. I don't look at it as I'm not a cyclist, you know. So, you know, just like in every sport, there's different or activities. Look how fast this car is going. There's different variations of of activities, you know. So you got like, I would say I'm the street skater of e-bikes. For me, like, if I have to ride in the street, obey traffic laws on a vehicle that they won't let you go fast enough to do that, right? That doesn't make sense to me, and that's not fun. So for me personally, the whole advantage of having an e-bike is to be able to blaze your own path, you know, to be able to make split-second decisions and change your terrain and go on sidewalks and go on the street and go in alleys, and, you know, and of course, like, I guess it probably does, like, you know, put you in more dangerous situations, but I don't know, does it really? I mean, I don't know. So I don't think by the way that I ride, I don't think that I put myself in any more danger. Personally, I think I don't put myself in any more danger than I would if I was just riding my bike and obeying all the laws and doing, you know, riding how I'm supposed to ride. Because, you know, 50% of these drivers, like licensed drivers, aren't obeying the traffic laws. You know, it's just so that's why I just kind of ride the way I ride. I don't you know, and street skating, like, you know, you can think of it any way you want, you know, like, you know, destroying property and, you know, grinding on curbs and, you know, awling over trash cans and, you know, utilize just, you know, that's the way street skating was. It was just, you know, continuously, like I said, you know, it's not as blatant as like graffiti, you know, but it's kind of in the same type of category. I mean, you're doing stuff that's like not cool, you know, but it was a passion, you know. It's not doing like stuff like that just to be a nuisance. It's like you're totally immersed in what you're doing, you know. You're taking like something that man has created and making it something. It's like art, you know. It really is. It's like, if anything, you know, you take like a curb for, you know, a curb, right? So this is just a curb that a construction worker made, and it's painted, and it's, you know, a curb that has, you know, two sides on it like that, boom. And so it's a separation, let's say, between, you know, for a drive-through, and it has a curve around it, and so that thing that guy put his energy into making, has a story behind it. But let's say street skaters didn't exist. So that curb just sat there and cars ran over it and chipped it, and they repainted it, maybe fixed it, maybe put some reflectors on it. I don't know. It just had this life, this existence to the end of time, So first off, the sin is what we did in the first place. So before the restaurant, before the curb, before the streets, before everything, like it would have been at most a dirt road, or a path, or a field, or it would have been wild land, no city, no structure, just this beautiful pristine countryside, even if it was inhabited, so when urban development, neighborhood development, I mean, that's the first sin, so if we're getting down to right or wrong. So now what's going to happen with it? Well, bring street skaters into the mix, and you're going to have a street skater come along and have this vision of this trick that he wants to do on it, because this curb is perfect to do a board slide on, or a 50-50 grind, or whatever trick that they want to do on it. And they come along with a camera, and he learns this trick, and he films it, and it gets into a skate video or a magazine. So you've just taken this forgotten curb and turned it into art, creation. So that's how it is, So you take these environments that people just blindly, this concrete jungle that people just blindly ride through, and this structure, these alleys, these streets, and you have this progressive, self-actuating experience riding through all that stuff, and just take this common territory that half the time people aren't even paying attention to, and make it into an e-bike video and a theme of commuting to work, and unobstructed by people aren't paying attention to this. They're just driving blindly. How many times do you drive to a location and you can't recall even driving there, because you're not even conscious of that. But I'm going through here, I'm checking all the angles, all this structure, and the people and cars that are roaming around into it, and I'm really finding value in it. I guess that's what I'm getting at, right? So I find value in traveling the way I travel, which has more meaning than most people that spend their time on these streets. Way more meaning. What's up, man?
Go, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. How fast is that one?
28.
28?
Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
Full charge.
Yeah. It's cool, man.
Yeah, not bad. You can beat the traffic.
I love it. Yeah, I ride every day from Orange to Irvine.
Oh, that's a long drive.
Yeah, I record videos too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, to keep it.
Yeah, just to record my trip. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
How much you pay for the GoPro?
It was like 250.
Oh, that's a good investment.
Yeah, I've been using it for probably like a year and a half.
Does it have plenty of memory?
Yeah. I put it on my computer.
Oh, okay.
And then I put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, nice. What's the channel?
It's called OC for like Orange County, so OC Commuter.
OC Commuter. I'm gonna check them out.
Check it out, yeah.
It might be cool, you know.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about a year. So.
Hey, have a good day.
All right, brother. Take care, man.
Yeah, you too.
Cool, dude. Love it, man. I got something, my bike's making some kind of weird noise. I don't know why my bike's making all that noise. Every time I pedal, it's making a strange sound. Yeah, like when I would skateboard, I knew like the areas I skated, you literally know your terrain down to literally to cracks in the sidewalk. That's how focused your attention is to this stuff. I don't know what's... I'm like hitting something with my foot. I gave this bus enough room to get by, but I guess he doesn't want to go. Definitely not having very good luck with the lights here.
Wait.
So hopefully that guy can find the channel. There he goes. Oh yeah. Cool dude. You're gonna be on YouTube, my friend. That's cool. We'll go behind him. Gotta help block some traffic for him. Or give you an idea of this street and what it's like when cars go past us, you know? Not a lot of traffic in this lane right now, though. So he's probably going like, he's doing the 20 miles an hour right now. He's going for the light. Got a car behind me. I'm gonna jump onto the sidewalk. Oh yeah. See, look at this. So he's probably going to work too. I like that, fellow commuter. I didn't see what kind of bike he had. I read it, but I didn't recognize it. He's going on Red Hill. Man, it seems so late right now. 7:36. So if there's stuff going on and I'm not responding, that's not good. So let's see what we got going on here. We'll go on the sidewalk real quick so I don't get ran over. We're all right. So we need to look at teams. Not safe at all what I'm doing right now. But I have my lane, so as long as I stay in my lane, I should be okay. Alright, cool. Just normal stuff. It's 7:36. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just know I've hit every freaking red light possible, it seems. Yeah, so for me, it's definitely about the ride. I honestly feel like if I don't think there's ever, in Southern California, it's like, I don't know that there should ever be an excuse to not ride. Like, I don't think the weather is ever extreme enough to not ride my bike. You know, now that I have like good rain gear, and you know, I know the bike can withstand the rain. Like, there should never be a morning where it's like, where you're like, oh, it's too much, it's too rainy, I can't ride. I guess like at a certain point it wouldn't be safe. And there's not like just the casual rain. I mean, storms, that's something different, because in a storm, you know, you may not be able to ride. You may not be able to ride you may not be able to ride very fast, you know. And it might, you know, you might not be able to see where you're going, or you get hit by lightning, or get, you know, sucked up by a tornado. Hail, I think if it was hailing, it probably wouldn't be too smart to ride in the hail. I would say hail, lightning, and like major downpours, you know, would be when you wouldn't want to ride. Go flooding. But when I rode in the rain a couple weeks ago, I feel like there was a lot of flooding. I mean, the water was up over the curbs, you know. We're trapped in time here. Should be able to keep up with this truck. Through the leaves, the falling leaves. Here I come to say good day. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video, and we'll catch you on the next one.